Howl Tilda awakened by its owner's call. Purple Jade opened its eyes and yawned loudly. The cub then rubbed its small face with its two forelimbs while looking very sleepy. Subai washed his face and brought milk to the cub, which it drank, as he checked news about the anchor, Fang Laoba. He scrolled through Weibo and saw that the anchor had made a post. He was fine, having managed to flee then, but was feeling a little embarrassed, for he had become bald and even his eyebrows had been burned away. Because of the incident, the guy had become very popular, and the comment section was full of people who had watched his show. His subscription in the live broadcast room had increased from a little over 80,000 in the morning to 300,000 now. Many viewers were waiting for this guy to start a new live broadcast. Hey, not bad. My winnings will be enough for you, buddy, to eat a meal. Subai, who had bet 200 yuan then, won back 1,600 yuan. He felt very good, knowing that he had won a meal for his pet. Let's go. He picked up the cub and rode his electric scooter to town while humming a song. Soon, he arrived at the carp pet training center and spotted Chen Roshua beckoning not far away. Subai, over here. Hey. His female friend was wearing grey sportswear today, with her hair tied up high, looking smart and neat. Weren't you practicing with Yang Ju? Why did you suddenly call me? He parked the scooter and asked curiously. Don't even mention it. I called him in the morning. That guy had a bunch of excuses for not practicing with me. I'm so annoyed, said Chen Roshua helplessly. He squinted at her. How did you torture him yesterday? A battle between a ghost and a water-poison spirit was not easy. Thinking about it, Yang Ju had probably felt inferior. Although the skills of a water-poison spirit could hit a ghost spirit, its power was reduced a lot by the nature of the ghost spirit's immunity to physical attacks. If the water-poison spirit wanted to hit it, it could only use powerful elemental attacks. Generally speaking, it was difficult to fight, which was why it was good to have a ghost as a beginner spirit. What do you mean I tortured him? It's a normal match to help him understand his pet's shortcomings. She was extremely serious. Why, right. He glanced at her again. A woman's mouth was deceitful. They walked into the carp pet training center and each paid 200 yuan to open an open-air training ground. The training fee here was not expensive and could be considered very cheap. The real money-making program of the training center came from pet therapy. Pets would inevitably be injured in battle, and here, a pet could get treated at the door with just a phone call. It only cost 500 yuan per time for an effective treatment. At the same time, there were various medicines for restoring physical and spiritual power. When they entered the training ground, they put down their things, and Subai turned to his female friend. Should we start directly or do you want for us to rest first? Let's start right away. Chen Roshua blinked. Don't worry, I'll cover the treatment fee if your pet is injured. It doesn't matter because it's your little devil who'll need the treatment fee. He grinned. Okay, then, I'm going all out. Chen Roshua created a distance from Subai and he also backed away. They looked at each other and the battle officially began. Xiaobai, use Scary Ghost Shadow. Purple Jade, open Thorn's domain and then quickly dodge. Both of them spoke almost at the same time, and in an instant, the cub expanded a domain of thorns. Numerous thorns and vines, which firmly protected them, drilled out from the ground within a radius of 5 meters. In the next moment, Chen Roshua's little devil appeared above the cub. Dark energy radiated, then a large shadow apparition appeared. The cub could not dodge it in time and was hit. It fell into a state of chaos and swayed about as if drunk. Haha, you're losing. Xiaobai, use curse. Chen Roshua laughed and continued talking. Her pet floated in the air and cast a curse while Purple Jade was still in a drunken state. It was directly hit by the skill, and black magic went into the cub's body. After being hit, the cub's state plummeted, and its breath began wilting. Similarly, after being attacked, it recovered from the state of chaos. Subai, surrender quickly so I can cancel the curse skill, shouted Chen Roshua. Surrender. The battle has just begun. How could I? He glanced at her. Sure enough, she had fallen into his trap. They were both playing dirty. In this game, His female friend brought her pet's opponent into a chaotic state and then used a curse to consume its energy continuously. Following which, she kept using hypnosis and other negative states along with the attack to get rid of her spirit's opponent. This was a very dirty playstyle and was very difficult to deal with. He reckoned that only she would use such a trick. However, she was still in the elementary stage, and it was understandable for her pet not to possess so many skills. Although the cub failed to evade the attack of Little Devil, it still successfully opened a domain of thorns, which was enough. The next moment, Purple Jade's body flashed with green aura as would spiritual power gathered inside the domain, and then the cub was restored almost to a normal state. I understand. It turns out that that's where your confidence is coming from. Impressive. You've actually seen through my playstyle. Looking at the domain of thorns coming to nature, Chen Roshua realized that Subai had opened it in the beginning to guard against her. Although her playstyle was disgusting, her weakness was that she could not make an opponent fall to the ground instantly. If the opponent possessed continuous recovery methods, it would really be difficult to handle. Xiaobai, use your scary ghost shadow again. The cold, spiritual power of Little Devil flickered and appeared anew above Purple Jade. Having been hit moments ago by the opponent's skills, the cub dodged its attack successfully this time. Buddy, Vine Whip. Upon hearing that, the cub did not hesitate to control its vines and whipped them about. Although Vine Whip was a physical skill, it could still hit Little Devil. The ghost spirit could avoid physical attacks by virtualizing, but it could not do that while releasing an attack. Hence, Subai seized this opportunity and successfully assaulted it with the almost instantaneous Vine Whip skill. Parasitic. The moment the ghost spirit fled back, a plant bud sprouted on its body, and its vitality was sucked away by the cub. Coupled with the recovery provided by the Thorn's domain skill, the damage caused by the curse skill on the cub was almost rendered negligible. Admit defeat. It should be you who's suffering right now. Subai laughed. Xiaobai, use scary ghost shadow, ghost claw. Chen Roshua gritted her teeth and spat. She understood the dirty trick this male friend had played on her, especially since his pet had a recovery skill. Meanwhile, her pet was almost exhausted. Still, she wanted to try one more time.